A lot of people make the argument that the Mormons were acting out of fear. Well, let's look. O.P. Rockwell saw the army coming in July. He tells Brigham Young. Brigham Young has a big picnic in July. Their 4th of July, so to speak. And at the picnic, he informs his public that the army's coming. September, just prior to the massacre itself, a guy named Stuart Van Fleet, captain, is there from the army, dispatched to Salt Lake City. He's warned by fleeing Mormons that it was dangerous to be there, that Brigham Young would not entertain any of their authority. And Brigham Young says, don't enter the territory. He says, we will not hold the Indians back, and we will stop all immigration. He gave no supplies to Van Fleet. He wouldn't sell them any. And he told him, we will burn everything. In the same context, Haslam arrives from down at Mountain Meadows with this message. And if you've studied this issue, you know it's a setup. It's just part of the CYA aspect of this. So Haslam arrives. Brigham Young tells him to get back there and spare no horse flesh. I'm not going to go any further. There's no evidence for that letter, except that in 1884, a letter did show up. But it says in there not to interfere. But to say not to interfere means there must have been some kind of prior agreement that it was okay to interfere. But here is an order from Brigham saying not to interfere. Same context. He tells Van Fleet, I see nothing but death and darkness. We will burn, I'm paraphrasing, all of this. When you get here, there'll be nothing here. And then in another letter existing, Brigham Young essentially repeats this to his agent in Philadelphia. At the Mountain Meadows Massacre, we see violent speeches by George Smith. We see Dame, Haight, Wells, Higbee, and Lee conspiring to decoy and exterminate these people. Is this fair? Everyone is to be killed. Everyone. Then we see a description, a deception, and intent when Mormons masquerade themselves as Indians and intentionally shoot at these people. They're shooting to kill. And they're masqueraded. It's a false flag op with the white flag. And it's a media psyop because they control the information flow. And they create things like these letters I say don't exist. That letter to all Freemasons and Oddfellows that supposedly the Fancher Baker training tried to send out, it doesn't exist. I don't believe it ever existed. It's created to create a myth of inevitability about the event. That's what it's for. How did John D. Lee know to make Freemason signs of peace and security when he went in with this false white flag? He walked into that camp making these secret symbols that only a Freemason would know. Prior knowledge. They're all guilty as charged. Brigham Young can be killed. They all can be killed. My cat gets to live. Tough luck, Brigham.